Hello, everybody. This episode will talk about the change of the world geopolitics. 2 a.m., a sitting president is taken away by another country. Is this your first reaction? Wow, that's so strong. Let me say it plainly. This is not strength. This is panic. A strong side finishes the talk and puts the bill on the table. A panicked side skips the process and just grabs. How do conflicts usually end? Most of the time, it's 3 steps. First, talk it out. Then, talk terms. And only then, use force. But now, someone moves the last step to the front. No full game. Just wait it in the dark. Pick a moment and hit from the behind. This time, what you see is not U.S. strength, but U.S. anxiety. Not expansion, but an ugly pullback. No sides first. One question. What is the most deadly change this time? Not sanctions, not seized ships. It is putting a sitting head of state on the target, in public. In the past, even when the world order was 30, it still stayed on the table. Sanctions, blockades, even war, at least there was a process. But only a sitting head of state goes under the list. The real message changes. From then on, people first do 2 thumbs. Do you dare touch me? Is it worth it to touch me? After World II, the US has 2 classic cases of capturing a sitting top leader, Noriega and Saddam. But note the detail. Both were war, occupation, capture. The capture came at the end, after the war broke through. This time, it's more like skipping the long line in front and serving the result first. Price the thing down now and settle the bill later. After the rules and crushed, how does the world change? The most certain reaction comes from 2 groups, small states and allies. People stop waiting for rules to protect them and start counting the cost. First, small states. When even leader safety can get a price tag, they switch the question first. How do I make the other side's math feel? How do I make it feel that touching me is not worth it? The answer is dangerous, but real. The chips will upgrade and go more extreme. The most extreme is nukes. Look at North Korea and you get it. You can curse it, surround it, block it, but you don't dare pick up and take away Kim Jong-un. It's not feelings. The bill is too big. The non-proliferation system used to be like a default insurance. You don't build nukes, and I assume you won't get your table flipped. Now the hole is ripped open, and the push to spread nukes will rise, not because morals changed, but because the math changed. If rules can't keep you alive, you make the bill bigger. Now, allies. Many people think allies will feel safer. The opposite is true. They feel more nervous because they see this. If you can do this to others today, when you need it tomorrow, will you use me as a chip too? More real. When the boss looks weak, the first thing is often not the enemy attacking, but the boss squeezing the allies. First, Japan has to pay. Europe has to give up benefits. NATO has to raise defense spending. Ukraine has to go take the hits. And it's not only money, even worse. Sometimes even an ally's own room to decide can be used to name a price. Even sovereignty topics like Greenland and Canada can get hit again and again. This looks less like diplomacy and more like counting a price. So allies won't flip the table at once, but they will get smarter, cooperate on the surface, hedge in the private. A one-line byte becomes a multi-line layout. If you don't make backups, one line can choke you. That's why you will see it. Even the one's closest group starts lining up to visit China. Okay, back to the ledger. This looks like a win, but could it be the faster you win, the bigger you lose? My conclusion is simple. Tactics can win a quick hit. Strategy is hard, because you have to carry the mass. On the tactical level, it does have 3 gains. First, domestic delivery, fast action, hard scenes, and public emotion pays in right away. Second, outside shock. Swing states go quiet, and watch first. The metal hit is strong. Third, it does hit part of China and Russia's interest change in Venezuela. China is not just passing by in Venezuela. It is deeply tied in. Oil for laws, engineering, and equipment service, and tech work to restore oil fields. In politics, it's forced to flip. The oil, the debt, and the projects all get recalculated. For Russia, it's similar. Energy, arms trade, and prices all get squeezed down. So, are there gains? Yes. But the real bill is later. Can you hold it down, and can you control it long term? The most striking signal is this. The new side comes in and says it clearly. Old accounts must be recalculated, and old debts may not be recognized. The most eye-catching part is China's share. Many public estimates says inside Venezuela's large pile of foreign debt, loans to China are about 1 in 10. Before, you saw a man being taken. Now, you see accounts being caught and contracts being rewritten. This is what I keep saying. When power flips a page, rules can flip a page. When rules flip a page, capital steps back first. Why is it so hard to hold on at the strategic level? Give you 3 hard words. Rule 1. Venezuela is not a one-man country. It is a split society. Changing the face on the stage doesn't mean you control the country. If you lift this half, the other half will look for a chance to flip back. History shows it again and again. Capturing Noriega, capturing Saddam, fighting Afghanistan. Moves were won, but countries are hard to hold long term. Rule 2. The US itself is not stable. When election come, policy can turn the page. Outsiders will ask one thing. Why should I bet 10 or 20 years? Rule 3. Big capital won't step in. Recovery and expansion are not 2 pages to sign. It is hundreds of billions of dollars, with payback starting at 30 years. The worst is not risk itself, but rules you can't predict. A contract signed today can flip tomorrow, and a side taken today can be taken away tomorrow. The giants stay silent, not because they hate money, but because they don't want to be the sucker. Last, the dollar. The dollar is still an international currency, and in the short term, people won't stop using it overnight. The real changes is this. Trust in only the dollar, all in on one rope, is getting thinner. The most valuable part of the dollar is not on the paper. It is a default belief. Rules are mostly predictable, and contracts can mostly get settled. But when rules start to feel like they can flip anytime, side effects show up. People may not dump the dollar tomorrow, but they will prepare backups more seriously. One more payment pass, one more reserve pass. And King exercise a bit farther from the one-click freeze button. This is not tough talk. This is risk management. So the most expensive part is this. You win one news cycle, and you may pay years of trust as interest. If this is your first time seeing this episode, watch the first 2 episodes first. In episode 1, I explain why Venezuela and why now. In episode 2, I explain a precedent is taken, but the city shows no reaction. What that really means. Thank you for watching this episode. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.